hell yeah. I can hear
just
myself.
okay.
That's the one thing we forgot.
It's all good. You get on Twitch and it's just fucking titties.
Yeah.
It's titty gamers, titty streamers unite.
Listen, man. If the shoe was on the other foot, I'd probably be doing it too. I'm not even gonna lie.
Get that money, dog.
Use your assets that you have,
Emphasis on the ass.
True. But
use your assets that you have.
My yitties. That's what it's called, right?
That's what the cool kids are calling it these days.
God damn, I don't know slang anymore. Let me post that we're live in our Discord. Live for the podcast. In living color.
In living color.
Oh man. So how's your week been?
Not bad. Busy but not bad.
I feel that. I have been alone this past week because I don't think we talked about this on the last pod. We talked about they were going away, but
we talked about
went
it
away.
on the Patreon.
True. I was like, why do I feel like we talked about it? It's just there. Fucking dude. Let me tell you right now. Here's the thing. Obviously, I want them to come back, from this cruise. But let's just say their boat gets like a flat tire. I wouldn't be mad about it, the boat just gets like a little bit of a flat tire, and like they're like, oh, we gotta wait for parts to come in to repair it. We're gonna keep you on the ship for like another week.
Just for clarification, the boat gets a flat tire in the water.
Yes.
Got it.
You know how boats work.
Right. Well, then it's their fault because they used the boat that needed full air tires on water.
They just have tires that go all the way to the bottom of the ocean and drive along.
The tires are the only thing of man that's been to the bottom of the ocean.
Exactly. Yeah. But no, man, it's been nice. It's been fucking nice. Dude, let me tell you, if it's I don't know how to explain this, but like, do you know the feeling when you go away to college? You know that like that. You know the feeling when you first move out and you got that independence, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and you got your own place. I have it all over again, which is like, it's a nice feeling.
Yeah.
But it's shitty at the same time because it's going away in like another week.
But you have a whole nother week. I can see they're coming back tomorrow or some shit, or this weekend.
True. But I don't know, man. Like, it's been nice. I've been waking up whenever I feel like it. I've been making the dogs get along with each other more. They'll probably walk in and actually one's on the floor right beside me that you can't see. Word. But like, they've just been like fine with each other. The only thing...
You weren't waking up whenever you felt like it before?
Well, technically, but no. If that makes sense.
I guess
like, I was waking up
doing stuff and that woke you up?
Yeah, like noises around the house, the dogs need to go out and shit. I've kind of like trained them to not have to go out at 6 a.m. as of late. Like, it's been like progressively getting better throughout the week, but other than that, I'm like, I'll wake up at like 9 and I'll just be like, I'm nice, I'm feeling good after that sleep. What's another 15-20 minutes? Then I'll go to work, I'll fucking hop in there, bing bang boom, get so much fucking shit done in a matter of like 2 hours and be like, well, it's time for the gym. Bing bang boom, clank, and whatever the fucking movements that you do. Back here, shower, and then I have so much time I don't know what to do with myself.
Wow.
And it's weird. It's a weird feeling. Like, I remember, I think it was 2 days ago, like the day before we recorded the Patreon, which was, I think, 2 days ago. Fucking...
Yeah, so Monday.
Yeah. I'm just sitting there, and it's like 6, and I'm like, I'm ready for bed. Like, I had a full day in a span of 4 hours, and I've got nothing left to do. The room's clean, vacuumed, dishes are done, fucking Can you? There's no dishes in this dishwasher. I did laundry today. That shit's done, folded, put it away, man.
You sound like a guy with his own place.
It feels great, especially when you don't have to pay the mortgage on the place to say.
Yeah, living free is amazing.
Yeah, I technically not free. I do pay them, but
well, I get what you mean. Way less than you'd have to by comparison to what actual rent and mortgage is. It's free. Shoot.
Yeah, compared to now. Fuck, dude, if they made me pay that shit, I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, bro, y'all put me in. That's a conversation for Patreon. Moving past that, though, the one thing that I had to do that I was not looking forward to, it's a thing that I haven't done since I've been around maybe 12. And that's clean up dog shit.
What? How have you avoided that as someone who's lived with dogs?
Here's the thing. I made it a point when I was 12. Like, I was like, this is the one thing that I cannot do because, like, I have a really bad, like, smell issue. Like, if I smell something, I'm yakking. So I would literally, at like the age of 12, be sent out and like, go fucking clean up this shit. And I would go out there and I would puke in the yard. Literally. So I'm like, listen, I'll do anything else. And then I think mine became like the dishwasher. My chore became that. But like, as like, you know, a late teen into adulthood into now, I'm like, I'm not cleaning up their dog shit. I'm not doing it. So I had to, though, because the grass cutters come tomorrow. And apparently they can't have shit in there. Fuck that. It's slicing it up. I go over to the pooper scooper we got. It's like a two-handed situation. Yeah. One's like an L shape with like a little scoopy thing at the bottom where you... Yeah. And one's a rake.
I'm familiar.
You like fucking... Yeah, that's John. The fucking scoopy thing is metal. Like straight up metal. And it's been real hot as of the past couple days. You know what I'm saying?
So it's heating it up.
So it's super heated up. Now, here's the thing that it wouldn't be that big of a deal, right? I walk over to it and where it's at. It turns out it wasn't emptied the last time it was used.
Yeah.
So there's just like...
melted shit? Cooked
shit? Looks... Imagine when you go to a baseball game and you get a soft serve cone and like 3 innings in what your kid's face looks like and how that's like dripping all over in the fucking pan. And I'm like, this ruined it all. Everything. I get them back now. Bring them back and get the boat back. Pull the fucking chain and clean this shit because I ain't fucking doing it. I literally texted him. I'm like, yo, you best tell the grass people not to come next week because I ain't cleaning up shit for a week, fucking dude.
Nasty.
I'm not doing it at all because you fucked up people who are on a boat right now. So, needless to say, it was a bad time. What's up, Frankie, in the chat? How you doing?
Yeah, Frankie. Yeah, I'm glad someone else was here to hear that shitty story.
It was so bad. I was dreading Thursday because I was like, they come on Friday. I got plans on Friday. So I can't do it Friday when they come beforehand, so I gotta do it today. I wanted to die. I wanted to fucking die, dude. You have no idea. There's probably still shit in the back here. I kind of did like a half-ass job where I was like, oh yeah, I got everything. There might be like a fucking huge steamer out there, and I don't give a fuck if it goes through their lawnmower. That ain't my problem.
I mean, technically, you're right. It ain't your problem.
Yeah.
You out there making fucking brick oven shits in your backyard.
Dude, I was so pissed. I was so pissed. I'm like, bruh. The one thing that you could have done to make this the worst experience possible, and you did it.
You did it.
That's my life.
Damn it, right those now. Bastards did it. Let's go home, boys.
Yeah, man. Other than that, fucking got prepped an entire D&D session for this Saturday, and hopefully it goes smooth. I'm doing a one-shot. Yeah. I went to fucking Office Max today because I sent them files of the sheets that I needed printed out, like with all the information and shit. And like the chick behind the desk like gave me a look like fucking nerd.
Fucking nerd.
Because she had to print this shit. And I'm like, fuck you, man. Like
you pay
discretion.
Dork.
I needed a little bit of discretion, and she was like, yeah, you're a fucking nerd. Here's your shit. Here's your character sheets with your numbers and your make pretend names.
You should have lied. If she were to come at you, you'd like, Miss, I have children. Okay, so I hope you feel really bad. I hope you
that
feel
is
horrible.
I gotta start using that now. If like anyone in public ever says anything like that, I have children. I can't believe you've just done this to me.
No, you don't. Look at you.
Look at you scooping shit.
Look at you making air fryer shits in your backyard. Putting that shit on broil, literally.
So that's my week. We ready to talk about some video games?
Yeah, let's just get into the games at this point.
Hell yeah!
Nothing topping that shit. What's up, bitches? What's good? You know what you're here for? You know what this shit is? Level up, gamers, and welcome to another episode of Save Before Quitting. I go by the name of Ant, and my shit scooping, hair swooping, computer booping homie over here is Chris. That is Chris. Chris, say hello.
Hell yeah. Hi, how's it? I
said hello. Anyway, back to me. Save letter B number 4 quitting on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Titties. Titty gang. Or
people are gonna be so confused by how aggressive you are.
I don't care.
Coming from the beforehand to now, because nothing was said to prompt this.
Turn this shit up. Let's just turn this damn show up one time. One time for the all one time, bitch. Games. Also, Discord. Link is below this video if you're watching it.
Fucking join it.
Yeah, join the Discord and we'll talk about some shit. Not just the shit Chris was talking about in the intro. We'll talk about some gaming shit. You got me?
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, what?
Some good ass games been talking about there.
Good ass games. You heard that? GA gags. Good ass games. Ho.
Do we have to make a series called
We
Good
have a
Ass
Patreon.
Games?
Shut up. We have a Patreon. Join the Patreon. There's extra pods on that bitch. We just recorded one and we're going to record more before the month is out.
We're a little
gonna load that shit up.
Yeah.
Punk ass.
I really hope this is someone's first episode.
Me too. Be confused. You deserve it.
I think that's the podcast title.
139th episode. There were the 139th episode. It's your first one. The fuck is wrong with you? Chris, play a sound off your soundboard. In that shit with an exclamation. Come on.
What are you doing in my swamp?
Exactly, Shrek. Fuck are y'all doing in the swamp if you don't like video games? That too. Tim Allen. Thanks for joining us, Tim. No problem,
PTSD from when you played Home Improvement. Dude, that game was so good.
I gotta bring it back. It's a classic. It's a classic moment.
It's a gag.
It's a GAG. It's a good ass game.
I'm gonna fucking copyright that.
It's a goofy ass game. It shouldn't even. That's still a gag. Man has 2 podcasts and don't know how to act. 2.
Bitch, it's 3.
2.
4.
Where you been? 4 technically.
Yeah.
Which are making a comeback that's kind of in the works behind the scenes, but we'll get into that when it's closer to the time. Yeah, so Chris.
Yes.
What the fuck did you play this week? What'd you play this week? What games did you play?
I played so many games, man. That's so many you would never guess how many I play. I played Fortnite.
Shocker.
Yeah. We have like this bot built into a server that like all of us play on now, where it tracks our statistics.
Mm-hmm.
So like, there's kind of like a little friendly competition going on of like who can get the most kills and shit, blah blah blah. But it's kind of more like whoever plays the most when it comes to shit like that. So I'm number 2 on the leaderboard because someone is playing a lot more than I do and getting a lot more kills because they're playing more. But other than that, I'm playing a little bit of Overwatch. I just played the new PvE shit that they just released.
Nice. How's that going?
Listen, man, it's real underwhelming. It's really.
Is that why I saw something go up saying that they're review bombing that game all over again?
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. The thing that's like weird about it is that it's nothing new, but like we've had these before. Like we've had events like this before where it's like PvE, you're playing as one of like 4 or 5 characters and you're just fighting bots, but there's like a kind of story in the background. It's just that these ones are a little bit longer and cost money. And personally, I don't believe they're worth the amount that you have to spend for them. If you just spend the money on just the story missions. $15, $5 per mission. You get 3 right now, and then there's 1 for free for everybody to play to test it out before they buy. And it's just like they're not bad by any means. It's just like it's nothing new, and you can see where it would have been cool to have like new, you know, character progression type shit with different moves and stuff that like they showed in the past. So it's kind of like a shell of what it was going to be.
I got you.
And it feels like that too. Like, and it, at least for me, PvE isn't the most fun thing in the world. Like I kind of fell off from like Destiny 1 and 2 after a while because it kind of got boring. And I just exclusively played fucking I don't even remember what it's called. It's been so goddamn long. But the PvP there. Crucible? I think is what it's called.
Crucible, yeah.
Yeah, that was the PvP stuff, I think. But like that's what I would exclusively play when I would get on and play back in the day. Just because like the PvE shit gets very fucking boring after a while when you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So that kind of sucked. But as far as like here's if it was free, if all of the 3 missions were free, I would not have a problem. The fact that I had to spend an extra $15 on these things, that hurts a little bit. That hurts a little bit. That 15 could have gone towards like 89
or Temu
pins.
stuff.
Yeah, 89 pins on Temu. I was gonna say that exactly, so I'm glad that you went there too. Good
old
listen to the Patreon podcast to hear about that.
Temu talk.
Temu dog. But I don't know, man. It's not good. And I mean, the battle pass this season is cool. I'll give them that. It's like Omnic themed, so like they have a couple characters that are like robot versions of themselves, which is cool. The new character's fun to play. She's a healer, but she hits really hard damage wise, so like she's fun. But the story stuff is just super underwhelming, and there's a part of me that's like, I kind of just want them to abandon it entirely.
The whole game,
just
like Overwatch 2, just abandon it.
I want them to abandon the PvE stuff as like being a thing, if that makes sense. Like they're making a big deal about it. I just want them to go back to like take the 2 away from Overwatch again. Like just
that's one of the biggest mistakes they did.
Yeah.
Period.
Like just make it Overwatch again, and then just do your fucking little events every 3 months or so with a PvE mission or a game mode that's like Lucio Ball or the volleyball one that they just added, which was fun. Like, just do that. Just give us back the OG shit. Bring back loot boxes. Still have your microtransactions. You can do that. Just have the loot boxes be like really rare to get good stuff, and you just get recolors of stuff that you already have from it, and like things like that. Simple, easy, better. But they won't do that because they're gonna run this game into the ground, in my opinion. But
they're not looking too good.
Yeah. I do have an Overwatch 1 disc laying around somewhere when I was cleaning my room, and it seems to be missing again. If anybody wants that, shoot me a DM on Discord. But other than that, the only other game that I've been really diving into is Baldur's Gate 3.
Mm-hmm.
This game is fucking phenomenal. I cannot give it enough praise. It was funny because I just talked to Tuscan's son, who's in the Discord, Trevor, yesterday, because he started his playthrough. And I asked him, I'm like, okay, so what have you done so far? And he said, okay, so I was on the ship with there's mind flayers. Do you know what a mind flayer is?
No.
It's pretty, you know what a Cthulhu is, right?
Yes.
Imagine Cthulhu, but like a normal sized human, but also they play in the NBA. So they're like 9 feet tall. You know, but no wings.
More
though.
Confusing. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
It's a dude with a squid head with tentacles, you know?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know why I made that so complex. Fuck me. But you're like held captive by them. Like that's immediately where the story starts. You are being like, you're a hostage. You break out, and you have the option to save one of the people that are in a pod. You can find this like goblin lady. I don't know what the hell their species is called. I just called her a goblin because she's got pointy ears and is green, but it's not right.
Sounds goblin-esque.
And pretty much you save. What I did is I saved the little lady from the pod because I figured out how to do that. And then all 3 of us got out of there as the ship crashed. And that's when the world is just open to you. Okay. I went to the right. I found this camp with a bunch of like elves and tieflings that were being attacked by goblins, saved them from the goblins, then went to the goblin camp where they keep sending goblins to like come kill these people, murdered all of them, and then did a bunch of other shit, blah, 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 blah. Got a different character in my party and shit. And then I asked, that's all in my brain. And I'm like, okay, this is what I did. And I'm like, what did you do, Trevor? He crash landed, went back and found the goblin lady. I didn't find her at all. He did a completely different quest line. He's on a completely different area of the map. He hasn't seen a single thing that I have seen. And I'm 35 hours in. I haven't seen anything that he's talking about. And this is just the first act. Because it's broken up into acts.
Now, as someone who's completely ignorant to anything Baldur's Gate or Dungeons and Dragons and shit like that, is it like action gameplay or is it like turn-based? Like what is it? How do you?
So it's
turn-based.
It's a turn-based top-down game. When you're not in combat, you can just click around and go wherever you want, kind of RuneScape style, if that makes sense.
All right. I know the RuneScape.
But then when it comes to combat, you roll for initiative. So there's not an actual dice roll. Like it does like a one in the background pretty much. Like it's like, here's your dice roll. We added your initiative to it. This is where you are in the initiative. And then at the top of the screen, it shows you and your enemies and your party and when you'll go. And then you just gotta plan out your moves 1 turn at a time. Each turn is, I think, 3 seconds for the whole round. That's like kind of how they break it down, where it's like in D&D, I think that's how it is too. So you go into turn-based mode. Every single time you do your turn, fully through the whole entire cast of characters that are in initiative, that's 3 seconds that just happened in combat. And then the next round, that's another 3 seconds. X, Y, Z. Continue.
Okay. All right, gotcha.
So, and it's a lot of like luck-based stuff because you're rolling to attack every single time. Those rolls are in the background, just happening for you, whether or not you're gonna miss or not. You have like a 50% chance to hit someone, or sometimes you get advantage. If you snuck up on them, you'll get to roll a dice twice and do that. And then there's a lot of conversation that has to be done too, and persuading people and romance. And you could just straight up say fuck you to someone and just start a fight if you wanted to. So many things. Stealing
a lot of
stuff.
liberties you can take.
You can do literally anything you want in this game. So like there was a dude in I found this cave and I didn't know what it was, but it turned out it was like a bunch of people that I had helped prior that were like gathering all their shit together so that they could escape to go to Baldur's Gate, which is like the gate to the city. And there was a painter in there, and I'm a bard, so like I'm a musician and artist. And fucking, we start talking. He's like, they kidnapped me. Can you please like buy me from them so that like I can get home to my wife? Because like I was just out on the road painting and they pretty much kidnapped and enslaved me. And I'm like, got you. So I casted a spell, which is like friend. It's literally, the spell's called Friends, with the dude who was like the dickhead that owns him. And like, you should just let him go. And he's like, yeah, I should just let him go. You're right, man. And I got advantage on the roll. And he's like, yeah, you can go, man. No big deal. As opposed to spending 200 gold to just buy him and then just let him run away. But yeah, there's like so many options of what to do. There's encounters that can happen that you're unexpected with. Like, I was in the Underdark, which is an area that's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It's a higher level area, but it's also like it's not super bad because I'm all level 4 with all my characters. And I was making my way through the tunnels and I saw down this like ladder that I need to go to get to the next area. There's a fucking minotaur just like casually strolling, like
there.
yeah, he's just walking and like doing his, his path, because video games.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so how do I go about this? So I hit the ungroup button so that my group doesn't follow me and I can move each person one at a time to set them up where I want. And then I have my guy run out and just shoot a fucking arrow at his head. And then initiative happens. I got lucky. All of my team members were like right after me. And they just went and rained hellfire down on him with advantage. He had 75 health compared to my 20. We killed him in 2 turns.
Oh, shit.
And it was so fucking sick. And I was like, damn,
I see
that
how
was
that could
fun.
be really satisfying.
Oh, it's so good. And then another thing that sucks about it, I will say, it's not that it sucks, but it's you can die. Like, you can just straight up lose. And when that happens, you have to go back to your previous load. Saving the game whenever something like goes the way that you would like it to go is imperative. So like, if you get through a conversation and you're like, I like the way that went, save your fucking game. If you didn't like the way it went, load your previous save and try it again if you want to. If that's what you're about. I've done that maybe once just because I was like, I really hated the way that something outcome happened. I was like, I don't like that at all. We're going back because that's just not even fun. So I went back and I reset it and just went through the same way, but got the outcome I wanted. I'm like, okay, cool. Now I save, and then I project from there. So it's super fun. I've done a bunch of shit that I probably shouldn't have done yet at this level, but it's cool, man. It's fucking cool.
Nice.
Also, everyone is horny in it. Every single character is horny.
Yeah, Twitter has been hitting me over the head with the horniness of Baldur's Gate.
Dude, I feel like when you have your dialogue options, it's either like a middle ground answer where you're just getting more information, an answer where you're like, fuck you, I'm gonna kill you right here and right now, or hey, you trying to fuck right now? Just right here. Are you trying to fuck? And that's the gist of the game, to say the least. But that's D&D as well, kind of, to be fair.
Who was talking to me about that? My homie that I added to the Discord, Cryptic, she's been all into it because she's a huge in D&D. She came into Discord wanting to play D&D, so she's been playing this.
I'm sorry if you do listen.
I don't think she listens. She's been playing this, all in on this because of the D&D aspect of it. So she's been talking about it. Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like you'd have a good time with it. It's one of those games though where I don't think that you would love it, if that makes sense, because the tactics of it, it's not super fun and it fucks up some, like, it's still got issues that happen. Like, I've had a couple times where I've just been like, this is fucking bullshit, I'm uninstalling it, but I'm not.
That's how you felt though.
Yeah, it was one of those moments where it's like I didn't save, and then like my party got fucking one shot by something that I didn't even know was coming, and I had to load back to my save, and it was like an hour back, and I'm like, dude, I've been sitting here, it's 3 a.m. like like from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. is gone now. I just wasted the time I could have had to sleep. Now I have to redo all that again.
It's funny that you say that now, because I either got, was it a Snap or a TikTok? Something you interacted with me on. I think it might have been Instagram. You sent me something on there. And this morning I saw it, but I noticed the time said like it was close. It was like 2:40 something in the morning.
Yeah, man.
I was like, what the fuck?
That's me on Baldur's Gate, fucking doing my shit. But yeah, besides Baldur's Gate 3, the final thing that I've been playing, which I neglected to talk about last week, I think, is Call of Duty. For the Call of Duty League that I'm in, we have gotten stopped every
Did you
game.
get a shitty partner again?
Well, it's not that he was shitty. So here's the thing. I kind of talked to you about this and also Uniguff about this because they brought in someone to play for them.
Mm-hmm.
And the person that came in had no idea what they were getting into. In the sense that they thought that they were going to be playing Shipment Team Deathmatch. Which, like, I guess that's a fine...
It just wasn't communicated to them what
they were
expected.
Not given any sort of information of what Call of Duty League was, or the fact that you can't have certain guns, you can't use attachments, there's this and that, there's only 3 game modes you play, and those 3 game modes are ones that he never played before. And I was like, man, and it's not... Here's the thing. I was mad at the time because I'm just like, dude, please. But at the same time, he was set up for failure. So I can't be mad at him. I can be mad, but I'm not gonna. But at least the first week too, we got rolled as well because fucking they just keep drop shotting, and I fucking hate drop shotting in Call of Duty. If you don't know what drop shotting it is, it's practically where you see someone, like if Ant and I are like walking on 2 ends of a hallway and converge, it would be we both start shooting at each other at the same time, but then I go immediately prone, so that it's a harder time for him to hit me, even though technically my head is perfectly in line where you're aiming.
Right.
And it works for no reason, and I fucking hate it, and it's cheesy, and it's bad, and if you do it, you're bad. Sorry, that's just the way it is. If you're just doing that, you're telling me that you're bad at Call of Duty. That's what you're telling me, in my mind. But they kicked our ass. I did get a couple clips, though. I got clips. I put them in Discord, our Discord, I believe, too. For some reason, they were calling me Kingly or Kingsley, one of the two.
Yeah, Kingsley.
And I was like, how the fuck did they get there?
That's my
name.
I don't know. It's funny.
I don't know. It's funny, but then they posted one of the clips on their own fucking like YouTube page because they stream it every single time it goes live.
Yeah.
I was like, bruh, like, what the fuck? Also, like, my name doesn't even look like that, too. Like, it's C. King Jr., like JR.
I don't know where they got Kingly
would ever read Kingly from that. And I was like, what the fuck are we doing? But it's fine. I'll take the name. Maybe that's my new gamer tag the next time I need to update it. Kingly. I kind of like Kingsley, though, because that's a character from Critical Role. I could steal that.
Too.
Yeah. But what have you been playing, Ant? That's my life.
More Zelda. That's my reading.
That's good.
Book. That's like my reading a book, going to bed game. Like that's like I'm sleepy. I'm gonna pick up Zelda for 30 minutes before I fall asleep.
Hell yeah! Anything cool happened so far in the playthroughs these week?
Man, I've been on my way to this town for like 3 days, but shit just keeps like, oh, there's a shrine. Oh, there's a golem monster. I have to fight you. And then, oh, there's more depths. I'm going into the depths. I was like, it was one point I said vocally. Adrian, of course, didn't know what I was talking about. And I'm just playing, and I'm just like, I'm never going to get to this town. I'm never going to get there. I'm never going to get anywhere in this game because I'm doing everything that's in the middle of everything. But it's all so distracting and so interesting. Honestly, I'm in zero rush to ever beat this. Like this could just be my like not idle obviously, but when I'm idle game that I just pick up and play a little bit and put it down. That's what it's become.
In comparison to the original, what would you say your feelings are of it? Obviously, there's more to do. And
It's
there's,
just
you know,
more of it. The first one
better though.
Oh,
because I'm in the opinion that it's not better. That's just from watching a Game Grumps playthrough, to be fair. So my opinion isn't that, you know.
but it's so much
great.
of the same.
That's why.
And more of it that it's hard for me to say it's not. It's just as good. But you know what? I could see, since I played the first one to death.
Yeah.
Going into this is just like, I'm just doing more of this. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's more of it. Like, now you can not only do the mainland, but you can do underground and above ground. So there's just, it's the first one. They just put more shit in it.
So do you think that by adding more quantity to the game, it affected the quality at all, or is it the same quality, do you think? I thought in my mind when I'm watching it, I'm like, this looks like the exact same game to me, just with some really, really big DLC. Like, that's what
you can call it. That it's gigantic. You know what? The stuff they've added is more than DLC. I'll say it's more flushed out than, like, if this was DLC, the DLC would cost as much as the whole. It's too much shit to call it DLC.
Yeah, for sure.
But as far as like aesthetics, yeah, it's just, it looks the same.
Yeah.
It's the exact same engine, exact same art, exact same animations. Just more areas, different new weapons, and new things to fuck around with.
Is it really new weapons though, or is it just weapons stacked on top of other weapons?
No, because there's an entirely new, I don't know what to call it. A
Weapon
new
set.
Yes. It's like whatever the Zonai stuff is. Like, they have weapons that are made of that. Like, you can't just pick that up somewhere. Like, there's new weapons, period.
Okay.
Like, to the point where I don't even know, I'm so early on, I don't even know where the Master Sword comes in it. Like, it's just like, I just have all this new shit.
Damn. It's also funny because I feel like the Master Sword might not even be worth a damn once you get it. 'Cause it's like, dude, I have a fucking minecart on my shield. What the fuck do I need with a Master Sword, yo?
I built a dragon plane that drops bombs on shit. I didn't actually do that, but you can do that. What are you doing?
There's a puppy right down there.
Oh,
This camera, sorry. You can see that. No, she's just fucking conk, dude. She's asleep, which is crazy.
She had a long day. She worked hard.
Boy, oh boy, did she.
But
Shit.
that's really it. Like, there's so many games about to come out that it's it's too much, man. I can't keep up with everything. I've downloaded a bunch of Steam stuff like over the last weeks, the games that I've already spoken about on here. I haven't touched one. I'd like next week. No. Is it next week? I think it's next week. Next week we get the 2 weeks. 2 weeks we get the damn the Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge DLC. That RPG I've been talking about forever. That Sea of Stars comes out. The Chrono Trigger-esque Steam game that comes out the same day as Turtle. It's like, what am I supposed to do? How will I ever play all these games I've been looking forward to? And then
more coming after that.
Because if I decide to get Mortal Kombat, I think that's next month. There's something else that comes out next month that's escaping me right now. And then Spidey's in October, along with Sonic for me, Sonic and Mario.
Same day, right? For Sonic and Spidey as well? Still?
No, Mario and Spidey's the same.
Oh, it's
day.
Mario and Spidey.
Sonic, the rumored date, it comes out earlier that week, like when Tuesday or something. I'm
There's
like,
no way.
What am I supposed to do? It's so great and so aggravating. It's honestly, I think I'm to the point where it's more aggravating than it is cool.
Yeah. It's almost like to the point where it's like you need to request off like a full fucking week And like even then you won't hit everything just because, you know, Brendan's gonna be like, fuck you.
I need to be off for a month.
Honestly, yeah.
Like there's no way. There's no way. Like even you can take the Brendan aspect out of it.
Yeah.
There's too much shit at one time.
I agree.
And it's all like good.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great fucking year for video games and a terrible one at the same time because it's practically impossible to play everything. But then if you do play everything, you spent so much fucking money on games.
Yeah.
They're all like $60, $70 games, most of them. Unless they're like the Steam games and shit, you know, but like still, like damn, man.
Like Nintendo has those voucher things you can get now where it's like you can buy each game for I guess $60, but you could also they can buy these vouchers as 2 games for $100. So I'm gonna use that to get Sonic and Mario.
Smart.
And then
watch them be like not allowed. It's like a little asterisk like you cannot use it on Mario or Sonic.
I will punch Nintendo in the face. Somehow. Then like Spider-Man, my brother got this for my birthday, and I'm gonna like wait till Spider-Man comes out. He got me a little $25 PlayStation gift card around my birthday. No, he got it for me for Father's Day. I was like, all right, and as soon as he got it for me, I was like, well, this is going towards Spider-Man. I'm gonna hold on to that till that time comes. So that's what that's gonna go to. So that week alone is how much is Spider-Man? 70, I'm sure. So it's no wait, what's the digital deluxe? Is it 80 or is it 70?
It would be 80 or 90. I can't remember the exact amount.
So right now, let's say 80 right now.
Yeah.
That week alone cost me $180.
That's if they allow you to use the coupon.
Oh, they're.
Here's the thing, man. I don't want to make you not get your hopes up, but like
it'll be $200 a week.
Yeah, man, because like you know they're gonna do some bullshit where they're like that, where they're like you can't use it on a game that came out this week or some shit.
Well, no, you can get that voucher anytime. Why can't I?
Yeah, but you can't use it on new this week items.
They let me use it to pre-order the games.
I mean, if that's a possibility, you should do that now before they revoke it, because they're gonna hear this and then fuck you over.
Well, it's a thing they just offer pretty much like permanently. You just go on the store and buy the voucher if you pick 2 games to buy with it. But like, and there's games I'm forgetting. Like I said, it's just ridiculous when it gets to like. And good thing, you know what? Good thing I'm not like super high. Like I'm not a Baldur's Gate person. Because then it'd be ridiculous. And then, not to mention, like, what if I wanted to delve into like Call of Duty this year? I'm not gonna have time to do that shit. Oh, fuck it, Starfield. Chris, and the review codes for Starfield for like reviewers they're playing it now, and the embargo is up next week. I think isn't that September, Starfield?
I think that's next month, yeah. But that's Game Pass though. So
it's not the point. It's just how.
Well, I mean, at least the money aspect is a little bit better. You know, you don't have to worry about. Better.
But
yeah, you don't have to feel bad about not playing Starfield because you didn't pay for it. You're just paying for Xbox. But Live, you know,
Starfield is like
it's called.
A huge I gotta at least dip into Starfield for a second. I gotta see what that's gonna be like. But man,
I don't think my PC is gonna be able to run it.
Really?
I don't think so. But I'll try. We'll see what happens.
Fuck it. Save up some. Get like a Series S. They're like,
oh,
all right.
I will never in my life buy an Xbox. Because I am not buying Xbox Live. I refuse. Because I already have Game Pass. And they're not the same thing, apparently. I've learned.
No, they are the same thing now.
Since when?
What are you talking about? We said that on this show. We broke it all down. What are you talking about?
I remembered it immediately.
We said it out of our own mouths.
Yeah, it was like less than a month ago, too.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, man.
Since when?
Since fucking when?
Answer me.
Well,
I don't. That's the game I was forgetting. That was the September game. I was like, I know there's something else in there.
Yeah. Star motherfucking Field. It's too good this year. Game Awards are gonna be very interesting to say the least. I'm curious to see what gets up on the lists and whatnot.
Since Spider-Man comes out before November, I'm assuming that's still eligible. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's going to be between, my guess for games of the year, it's going to be Zelda, Spider-Man, Starfield, and Baldur's Gate.
And Dave the Diver.
It could be Dave the Diver because I got a lot.
I think that's
going to
be in the best indie category
for sure. For sure. I feel
there's
like Dave the
part of me
Diver
that
could
wants it
actually
to
win. Huh?
Yeah. I want it to win, but I don't know. There's a lot of good indies that came out this year.
Yeah. But I think those are going to be like the four, like the pillars of game of the years.
Yeah.
I like, for my own personal taste, I'd be like, I can see, even though we haven't played it yet, Spider-Man. I can't see that not being game of the year, but then that's just me because this Baldur's Gate thing is humongous right now.
Yeah. I feel like Baldur's Gate, while it's not the exact same as Elden Ring, is having the Elden Ring effect where it's like people are realizing how crazy good it is.
Mhm.
Like, it got the initial hype because it's been fucking, what's it called? Pre-alpha for years now, and people have played it for God knows how long, and now that it's finally out, those people are playing it and loving it. Then people are seeing those people play it and be like, holy shit, what is this? And then there's people like me that are like, I like D&D, and I spend money on it, and I'm fucking 35 hours in,
right?
and feel like I'm the lowest level plebe in the game.
Still having a great time though.
You know what my character's name is?
Bungie Snotcock.
It's Darlick D's.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Speaking of that, for people who are part of the Patreon and maybe aren't part of the Patreon, we're going to make each other's characters in Baldur's Gate for a Patreon episode coming soon. We're going to do both Ant and I the most realistic as possible, and then we're going to make Ant a character that's just like whatever he thinks is the coolest, and we're just going to see what they are. So
that's gonna be
subscribe to the Patreon.
Oh shit.
And
then for me, the Mario RPG remake. Chris, how am I going to play all this shit?
Here's the thing.
The second half of the year, they just made games for me.
I don't want to be that guy, but like a remake of a game that you've already played.
I know.
You already know what it is.
True. That can be at the bottom, even though it'll be like looking me in the face.
Here's the thing. I feel like that's a game that you still buy when it comes out, but it's one that you don't need to play anytime soon, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, it's something that you've been clamoring for, something you've wanted. You've already beaten this game in your life. You know what it's going to be. It's just going to look prettier. That's it.
True.
So it's not like a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's just, it's there. And that's fine, I think. That's just my opinion. I don't want to, to be fair, we're all buying too many games now at this point. Hashtag add too many games, go to the convention. We didn't.
I'm never gonna like. I'm not beating Zelda until 2024. Because I feel like all the other stuff's gonna come out, and I'm like, let me sit my nighttime book down and pick one of these games up and start playing that.
You're gonna have to put that PS5 up in the bedroom for Spider-Man.
I know. You're right. I'm gonna take that day off, but at the same time, no, Brendan going to come to the basement. I'm gonna bring a playpen down here.
Yeah, get one of those like little shaky things. What do they do? They look like a half of an egg, and you put them in there, and it goes like this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, get one of those Jones. Either that or one of those wheels for hamsters.
I'm just put him, and knowing him, he'd enjoy it. I'm just gonna put him in front of the TV and be like, learn about Spider-Man. Here we go.
Yeah,
right there.
Also, like, tell me that you wouldn't have so much fucking fun if there was a human-sized hamster wheel in front of you.
Oh, I'd jump right in.
That'd be fun as shit. No matter who you are, that is fun.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
But yeah, I think that's everything for what we played this week. Blue Beetle comes out this week, but we'll talk about that in the news. I saw TMNT. That was slick. I almost didn't make it.
What do you mean?
So my movie was at 10:15 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up at 9:40. So the theater where I go to, it's close enough where like I was like, I can do this. Showered 2 minutes. Out of the shower. Fed the dogs another fucking 5-10 minutes. Booked it out the door, sped down the highway, got to there.
Mm-hmm.
Previews didn't even start yet, baby.
Oh yeah, you killed it.
Dude, I fucking got there. I had my Donatello figure in my pocket too.
That's all.
I forgot to tell the story as well because this was a traumatic event. I kind of repressed it. So, as y'all know, I've been going to the gym a lot more frequently, and I've lost a decent bit of weight. And with that comes clothing maybe not fitting the same way that it used to, which is, you know, fine. Personally, I didn't think about it, so I just put on a pair of shorts. And I had a wallet, my phone, my keys, and a Donatello figure in my pocket. That's all I had. And I stand up at the end of the movie after the post-credit scene and the lights go on and fucking the worker comes in to clean up all the popcorn from the children that fucking throw it all over the floor and shit. And I'm at the very top row in the corner. And I stand up and my shorts fall. And I'm just standing there in my drawers.
You were.
And I made eye contact with that worker. And I fucking yeeted that shit up, grabbed Donnie because I was posing him to take a picture with him, and ran out the exit for the handicapped people so I didn't have to pass that person.
Fuck that guy.
Yes, but also they saw my undies, yo.
You go back there and he's just like, I remember you and your underwear.
Well, here's the thing. I'm there enough that he probably does. Like, I go because I have that AMC A-list thing. So, like, yeah. I go a lot. He's always behind the concession stand. I get the same thing every time. I'm like Doug Funny. I'm the cartoon character that walks in and does the same thing every single time is shit. Every single time I get, well, it's one of two things. I get the pretzel bites, but I get the everything bagel ones because those ones are fucking fire. Mm-hmm. Or mac and cheese bites if I got some time to wait. Because they take like 10 minutes and they don't keep them, you know, like ready, I guess. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's my shit every time. And a large drink because when you're an AMC A-list member, you get a large drink for the cost of a medium drink.
Where did I see this? Was it TikTok? Where medium and large is a scam?
Probably.
Something about like, if you pour out your medium drink, maybe it wasn't the movies. It was somewhere where like you can fit
Starbucks.
All the large of liquid into the medium.
I think it might be Starbucks. It was like a viral thing for a while. I don't know if it was like legit or someone like debunked it. I think it was there's two dudes on TikTok. There's one who's like, my name's X, my name's Ivy, and this is Factor Cap. That goes.
I've seen that. Yeah. I've never seen that one, but yeah.
Those are like the guys. They're party shirt, like DJs that do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, TikTok. I'm on there too much. But it's time to get to the news.
News time. We're professionals.
Welcome to Say Before Quitting News. How you doing?
Good.
It's time to run down a bunch of kind of not video game news. We got a decent bit in there, but not as much as, you know, there would be normally. Starting off with this. Yeah. CLD posted the next South Park video game that was announced. South Park Snow Day. Posted the reveal trailer in the Discord if you'd like to go watch the video of that. I played the first one, and I got the second one on pre-order at GameStop, but never bought it.
Well, I don't think this is has anything to do with those games.
No, but Cartman is dressed like he is in the Stick of Truth, though. Yeah. I believe so. That's what I immediately thought about it.
Different developer too. Like it's not even made by who was that? Was that Ubisoft? No, it's THQ obviously, but I forgot who. Either way, it's not made by the same developer. It's a completely different type of. I think it's like a multiplayer shooter.
Yeah, it's
Just
also
in the
3D, which is
Yeah.
interesting. But I'm probably gonna maybe play. I like South Park. I don't know.
Yeah,
South Park is still fun to me, even though
they make
some
fun
of the jokes
games
are
like
Yeah.
South Park.
co-op multiplayer.
Yeah, co-op multiplayer game.
Interesting.
It's
Next
fucking
year.
what's the DC game that never came out?
Suicide Squad killed the Justice League.
It's that, but it's South Park.
They just didn't put the purple orbs in there.
Right, and they knew better. Wow, it's crazy we bring that up. That game legitimately just didn't come out.
Yeah, they pushed it back for 2 years, I think.
It was 2 years?
I think it's 2 years that they pushed it back because they were like it's indefinitely, but then there was like rumors that it'd be 2 years from now once they completely overhauled the game to be actually something that's good.
That's crazy that happened.
We'll never see the light of day of Kevin Conroy's final performance. Damn shame. What's up next, Ant? It's nothing crazy, right?
Oh, just something called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin. They announced this 2-3 months ago that they were working on this, and this is the first well, it's a teaser of the game. There's no release date as of yet. It gives you a little, like, if you're paying attention to the trailer, they show you how each one of the turtles died, besides, if you know the story, besides Michelangelo, pretty much.
Yeah.
And he's out to like avenge them.
It's funny too, because like in my mind, I feel like the best turtle to be that would be Raph, you know, like the last Ronin, but it's like Mikey takes over Raph's like personality almost, kind of.
Yeah,
I
pretty
dig
much.
that.
I mean, I guess you would if your brothers died.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you're not the party dude anymore. You're not skateboarding. You're literally murdering people.
Right. It's like a no holds barred thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, because this is developed by, I mean, it's published by THQ, but it's developed by Black Forest Games. I'm trying to see what games they did. They did Destroy All Humans.
That gives me a vote of confidence, even though it probably shouldn't for how dark this game should be. I just love Destroy All Humans.
I've never played it. I heard people love it.
Such a
I've never
goofy
played it.
game. I remember playing that on the PS2 so much.
Well, they don't have many games. They have Destroy All Humans, Destroy All Humans 2, Fade to Silence. I don't know what that is. The Gianna Sisters, Twisted Dreams, and Rogue Stormers. Rogue Stormers is one of those names that just sounds like every game.
Yeah.
We were playing Rogue
not
Stormers?
familiar.
Yeah, it's everything. But
Well,
I mean, as far as the teaser and the art at the end goes, it looks like it could be cool. The story is already cool. So they said it's God of War-esque. That's what the I think the write-up said, but
that could work.
I guess
see
we're
that.
going to see.
There's a part of me that wishes that it was a little less God of War and more Ghost of Tsushima.
That would be dope too.
But I'll wait until we see some gameplay like years from now.
Yeah.
Next up, there was a leaked picture of the PS5 Slim, or whatever they're gonna call it, according to you.
Because it's been rumored that it's slim, or it's just going to be one with a detachable disk drive. Like, I'm waiting just for them to be like, all right, what the hell is this thing?
Yeah, this thing, I'm glad I got my PS5 because this is it's on the keto diet, man. This thing looks like it needs like a sandwich, you know?
I don't understand, because if you look at like the video I posted, it looks like you could just slide that drive off. I guess that's that little slit in the middle of it. I guess. Obviously, we know nothing yet.
It almost looks like it's like the way the plates work, but you can just take the plate off and it's an entire disk drive. And then you could put on like a side that's flat instead of having the disk drive. Like you have options maybe.
Yeah, I guess.
That's interesting though. I mean, that is actually kind of interesting as like a piece of technology. I don't understand why they're cut in half though. You know what I mean? Like down the middle.
Yeah, me neither.
And not just like full plates. It's kind of weird. but
It is.
whatever. If it gets the PS5 into more people's hands so that they can stop making PS4 demakes, then I'm fine. That's all I care
PS4 has
about.
to retire soon, man. Like, what the hell?
Dude.
How long has PS5 been out? This is the third year?
Third year.
Man. Generations are only 6
generations.
to 10 years. They're half the life of the system. Wow. At this point, I keep saying it. They need to make this generation be the longest one. Because I feel like it still hasn't really started. It didn't kickstart yet.
But don't you know that the PS6 is on its way?
We had that rant. So much so that I had to put it on fucking TikTok.
Yeah, I saw that today. Oh, man. Well,
Just ridiculous.
it's coming soon. Somebody wants it, go fucking get it. Yeah,
Rumor
what we
has
got
it there will
next?
be another PlayStation event between now and September.
Sure. Show us your shitty fucking whatever. I still want to get the one controller that they showed for accessibility. That one I think looks interesting, and I kind of want to fuck around with it. I think it'd be like an interesting tool, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what for yet, but I see it, and I'm like, there's potential here
Right.
for like me
Some
to do something
fuckery
with
can
it.
happen.
Yeah, I can fuck around and find out real quick with this
Yeah.
shit. But yeah, what do we got up next, Dan?
Up next, WWE and Fortnite. Everything we know about what's happening with that. The skins is Bianca Belair and Beck Lynch. Both skins.
It's Becky, but they typoed it.
I'm about to say, I
Not
read
on
that
you.
correctly, right?
Well, like it's kind of funny because even when you said it, you were like Beck Lynch, like,
because
you
it felt wrong. It felt like that wasn't the. Now you're saying it's supposed to be Becky. I'm like, all right.
yeah, it's Becky Lynch. They're okay. They're not good.
The wrestlers or what?
So I'm not a huge fan of Bianca Belair. I know that is a travesty, and a CLD is probably gonna be pissed at me for that one. But I'm just not a huge fan of her. I just don't dig her thing. Her thing is that she's got a ponytail and she like whips people with it and spins it around and whatnot. And then Becky's good because she had like one good storyline where she became the man. Like she was Becky Lynch, the man, and that was her whole gimmick. And this isn't even the outfit from when she was the man. And then the fucking dude, the stupid pickaxes they gave them are garbage. And there's only one emote. They only gave one fucking emote of them holding up a belt. Meanwhile, Bianca Belair spins her fucking hair around. You don't give us a fucking emote of that?
Yeah, I guess that seems like a humongous oversight.
Yeah, like John Cena got this in his music. Like, obviously, Becky, there's not much to do when it comes to, like, an emote or anything, but Bianca Belair should have had a fucking spinning hair emote. I don't give a fuck, Fortnite. Get your shit together. I'm not buying it either way, but I'm mad about it.
Spend the money.
It's big time Bex, bro. I know, but I don't like the big time Bex version of Becky. I like the man Becky. That was a good story.
Yep.
Big time Bex suck. Frankie in the chat.
Word.
Yeah. Also, WrestleMania tickets went live 2 days ago. Jesus Christ.
Take out that life savings. Rev up those fryers.
The funny part is, like, those were, like, early access tickets, and then, like, secondary sellers from, like, you know, StubHub and shit.
Pornhub.
And fucking, for the nosebleeds, the highest spot you can sit in Lincoln Financial Field. Take a guess.
$1,200.
$2,000.
What?
$2,000
To sit in the
Per seat.
nosebleeds?
per seat. That was for the pre-sale. The actual tickets go on sale tomorrow, so they might be cheaper. But me and a group of friends I didn't come up with the idea, but one of them, Javaraf, came up with the idea of getting an Airbnb for WrestleMania weekend, getting a bunch of people to get in for it, and then just have a weekend vacation where both Saturday and Sunday night end with WrestleMania, but Friday and, you know, like maybe if you want to stay there until Monday or whatever. And it's all we could just hang out at a cool Airbnb. There was one that had an arcade in it and shit. and a
Beautiful.
pool table and a poker table. So, needless to say, I think that's a better play than being in the nosebleeds, having to deal with traffic or a subway or how many people are there when I could just, go to a cool Airbnb and hear commentary the whole time and watch it in HD.
True that. I'm for sure going to Wale Mania that Friday. Oh yeah, Wale Mania. I didn't. He is still doing that. He did that last year, right, Frankie?
What's he do? Like a little concert or something, or like an event?
Yeah, he does it for around WrestleMania. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes.
He used to like be on WWE for a while. I forget when it was, maybe like 2 years ago. Like Wale was on a decent bit, if I remember correctly. And I think he had like a segment with New Day, if I'm correct.
Probably.
I think. But yeah, man. I think that here's the thing. As much as I'd love to go physically to WrestleMania, I ain't spending over $500 on a ticket for something like that. That ain't happening,
It's fucking money, dog. That's And I think they know they do that now because they know they can. The people will still buy them up.
100%. It's funny too because like they're kind of like setting up storylines and shit too for like Philly at the moment where this new douchebag character Grayson Waller went to one of the Eagles like training practices and gave a title belt to the dude that does the podcast. I forget what his name is. Kelsey, I think. The guy with the beard. He's one of the. He has a brother that he faced in the Super Bowl when we lost last year. Blah blah blah. XYZ. Sport. But he went there and he gave him like a custom WWE belt with like Eagles belt like plates and shit, and he kind of like was doing his dick character to like be like, yeah man, you need the Grayson Waller rub, you need to get like famous from me and shit because he's Australian. And I'm like 99% sure that the Eagles are going to be at WrestleMania and be in like multiple spots and kick this dude's ass.
Philly is going to like be jizzing on itself that day.
Oh yeah. I'd love to go, but I ain't spending that kind of money. Ain't happening.
2,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah, way too much money. Way too much for a nosebleed. Next up in the news, though, we got some good news. Scott Pilgrim, the official teaser trailer from Netflix, was shown off, and it looks fucking good.
It looks so beautiful. So great. I can't wait. The amount of times I've watched that movie, I'm gonna like run to this when it comes out to watch it.
It's crazy how good this looks, because it's almost like, like when you, in your brain, you're like, how cool it would be if they made this, and then they make it, and it looks cooler than what you thought of.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
Love when that happens.
It fucking is insane. It looks cool. It looks fucking great. I can't say enough good things about this.
For sure.
Damn.
We are sex bomb, Chris.
Yeah. They got like so many cast members back too, and it's for a video game nonetheless. On a movie.
Lovely. It's amazing.
I love it.
Yeah, everybody's in this.
Yep. That's all I can say. It's fucking cool. Next up, you get to gush about stuff that's cool.
I do get to gush. Next up, Shredder's Revenge. The DLC is coming. Dimension Shell Shock. We got yet another revealed character in what is her name? Again, I'm getting to it now. Sorry, 1 second when I load it. Karai, my bad.
Is she a popular character, or is she like a...
She's
like
pretty popular. She became even more popular when the TMNT movie came out, which was like the fourth Turtle movie, the 3D animated movie. Then she was in she had a big part in the 3D animated cartoon, Nickelodeon cartoon. I haven't watched a lot of the recent cartoon, but yeah, she's popular. She's Shredder's daughter.
Oh, okay.
For those who don't know.
It was me. I didn't know. Oh, dude, I just saw the comic art versions of them where they're like all white with like the colors.
Man, I cannot.
That's such a cool stage.
They have the
Like,
8-bit versions of them. Like,
that looks very cool.
so I'm just see. This isn't a huge undertaking. Like I know it's a bunch of stuff coming out, but I can like blast through this and just have some fun.
Yeah. I didn't even beat the first one. I like the beginning of the game, like the main story, because I was just like, this is just really good. And I'll come back to it eventually, but I'm in no rush to beat this.
Nah, this is just like one of those old reliable things you could just turn on one day to just veg out and blast through.
Dude, this dog is knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, man, it's a hard day. Hard day at the coal mines.
I had to give her a little bit of a pet to make sure their eyes open, because I was like, you look like
you still here?
You're looking like a little bit of a corpse there, bud.
Are you still with us? With the living?
Oh, yeah.
But
Next up in the news.
Comes out August 31st.
Hell
So we'll hear before you know it.
Next up, the reviews of Blue Beetle have been making their way to the interwebs. One of them came from GameSpot. That was the first one that Ant saw, and it was a scathing review, to say the least.
Yeah.
With a 3 out of 10, I believe, or was it 3 out of 5?
Their score goes to 10.
Yeah, so they practically said it was shit, quoted by saying, "It is a really bad year for DC Studios. Shazam 2 and The Flash were bad movies that both flop, and now we've got Blue Beetle, a film that has the look and the feel of a big Arrowverse crossover event on the CW. We're sorry to say that the state of DC hasn't improved at all with this movie." Which is crazy to me, because like when I read that, I was like, this doesn't look like The Flash or Shazam 2 at all. Like, this looks like a departure from the DCEU into the DCU, because this is the first DCU movie,
right?
Like, technically.
Yeah.
And then the other reviews started coming out, and we're like, okay, so GameSpot's an idiot.
What the fuck? It's completely different.
Needless to say, it's getting, I wouldn't want to say average reviews, but like, you know, B, C.
It's getting like
ratings.
Yeah, like you're getting like B, like 7s, 8s, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this. I love this character. I love Jaime. I loved him in fucking Injustice 2 and in Young Justice. He was fun, and his story is cool, so I'm glad to see it. I'm very curious to see how goofy George Lopez is in it, because he seems like he literally got paid to be his character from the George Lopez show, but like more cartoonish in some scenes. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited for it. Another review came from someone over on TikTok, gave it an 8 out of 10.
3C films.
So, needless to say, it looks like it might be good. I might see it on Sunday, but we'll see what happens.
Word. All right. Last
thing,
but not least, Entertainment Weekly reports David Yost is returning to the Power Rangers TV series for the first time in more than 25 seasons. Get an exclusive first look at his Blue Ranger Billy in Cosmic Fury. Is Cosmic Fury the new Power Ranger show? So.
It's like the next, one that's coming out. Whichever, I don't know. They kind of, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if Frankie knows this. Maybe CLD does. But the way that it normally works because it premieres in Japan as whatever it is over there. And then America gets the footage of all the suited stuff, and then they just fill in the blanks with the American actors and whatever bullshit story they're going to do. That's the formula. But a lot of seasons were skipped from Japan, because one of them, which I actually kind of liked, was Tokuger, and they were a Sentai based on trains. And in America, trains aren't really that big of a deal. Like, we have trains, and it's no big deal that we have them, but in Japan, trains are like the thing. Like, that's how you get the fuck around.
Yeah.
So it was like a big deal for them, and they skipped that series. And then there was one that was as well, it was Go Buster, I believe, as well. I watched that one. They were spies. And then America like took that and kind of butchered it, because they skipped over the train one. I kind of fell off after that, so I don't really know which one this is based on. I will say it is cool to see a female Red Ranger, because we got that once in Samurai, but it was like a thing where like the main dude who was the Red Ranger went away for a bit, and then his sister took over. and then he came back and then they were both Red Rangers, and I was like, well, that doesn't count. Like, only one of you can do that.
They're cheating.
You can't wear the same dress as me.
I'm the fancy one.
But I'm interested to see this. I'm not gonna watch the show by any means. I'm assuming that they're gonna probably not necessarily tie it in, but with the Netflix Power Rangers movie, with what Billy was up to and how he's kind of like the head of Power Rangers across like the galaxy, if that makes sense. Like, he sends out the different teams to go do what they need to be done to protect the worlds.
He's the intergalactic guy in the van.
Pretty much, yeah. Very accurate, to say the least. I will say that, no offense to David Yost, but I did not like him in that Netflix movie, because there's something about him where, like, I feel like he's not acting. Like, he doesn't look like he's emoting at all. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he's just there collecting a check.
Like, well, it's not even that he's collecting a check. It's like, it looks like his face doesn't have muscles.
I can see that.
Like,
it looks like that in this picture.
Yeah, like, he'll deliver his lines, and like, if you just listen to the audio of it, you're like, wow, that was delivered in a way where it sounds like he was sad. But then you look at a picture of his face while he was saying it, and he's just like he looks like a Ken doll.
Yeah,
almost.
I can see it.
And it's not Knuff.
It's never Knuff. It is never.
I can't wait till I wear that hoodie on the fucking podcast when it finally comes.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man. I think it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna watch this season. I kind of fell off of watching Power Rangers just because it got too campy, if that makes sense. Like,
did it get too campy, or did you just get your taste just changed? You got older.
I think it got too campy, because I can go back and watch
more
other
campy
stuff
than the old ones.
Well, the ones that I used to watch.
But do you only enjoy them because it's your nostalgia?
No, because Power Rangers in Space, I believe, has like a genuinely good story and good acting in it. Same thing with like 3 or 4 seasons after that. And then there's one that's like Ninja Storm that was phenomenal. Dino Thunder was phenomenal. And it's just actually good. And you can go back and watch these series today and it's good. It's still campy, but like, it's watchable. I tried to watch ones like that are more recent, and it's gone too far into the campy, if that makes sense. Like, they've pushed too far, and I think they need to kind of pull it back a little bit, because there's still like, and I'm not trying to tell people what to and not like, but it's gotten to the point where it's like, if you like Power Rangers current day stuff, it's a little bit cringe, where it's like, really? You like that? Like, they're not really doing stories anymore. Like, they're kind of just like doing whatever's funny to the kids, you know?
Because even when like, yeah, well, that's what I was trying to say, Frankie, originally in the chat. He said taste changed. In my opinion, it was always been campy. But like when I go back, because I think we were down here, I forgot when this was, 2-3 years ago. I forgot who was down here with me, but like, we YouTubed like the original like Mighty Morphin, like when I was
Mighty Morphin sucks.
But watching that, I'm just like, I adored this when I was 5, 6. And now I'm just like, this is hard. Like, it was hard to watch, but I was like, but I'm just I'm just an adult now. Like, maybe maybe it just doesn't work for me in my brain anymore.
I agree with that. In my opinion, when it comes to Power Rangers, it didn't get good until they got to In Space. That was the first season where they were like, let's actually try to make something that's an actual show with like plot that matters week to week.
Nah, because I stand by Zeo.
No, Mighty Morphin sucked. Zeo sucked. Turbo was garbage.
Come on, man. You can't say so you're telling me
Turbo
all of mine
garbage.
sucked. Although all of mine were bad.
I watched them too. I watched them. It's not even that they're yours. I watched them as they were out, and I was like, this sucks. And then Space came out, and I was like, oh, they're actually trying to do something.
When did Space come out?
Oh, fucking no.
Wasn't there also like, I remember the Ninja
Space.
Rangers and
that was the Rangers of Aquitar that were in between a season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and then they brought back the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That was a 10-episode thing. I have the DVD of it.
I'm sorry, my brain is a blur. I don't like, it's hard for me to remember that time. I was under 10 years old.
So In Space was 98. That was when my brother was born. And that was like perfect.
All right, what was the one right before Space?
Turbo.
Yeah, so when I stopped, it all of a sudden was amazing.
You're telling me that show was at all good with that little fucking boy that turned into a full-grown man, and that's fine?
But I was a kid.
I understand that. It still sucked. As a kid, when I was watching that, because to be fair, they had Turbo and Zeo on when I was a kid, and Mighty Morphin. I had all the VHS copies and shit. But then In Space came on, I was like, this is new. This is good. Holy shit. And I loved it.
I'm not sitting here saying like they were all television masterpieces or anything.
Oh no, neither am I. In Space is not a television masterpiece. It's just the first time they tried to actually make a good show.
Because Turbo is where I was done. I think after Turbo, I wasn't into Power Rangers anymore. Like I outgrew it. I was like, I'm on to other shit.
Dude, it was so good after Turbo. Because let me look up the lineage. You know what? The news is over, so we're switching back to regular faces for the moment.
Because Frankie is saying In Space was 98, so I was 12. So yeah, I was like almost a teenage. I wasn't even thinking about Power Rangers anymore.
Team order. All right, let's go to the website. So we got from 93 to 89 is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Mm-hmm. That's
wait. 93 to 89? You went back?
Someone changed this.
So if we go backwards in time.
Someone updated the wiki to the wrong year. That's hilarious. Anyway, so Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was from 93 to 95. Then it went to Zeo in 96. The Alien Rangers were in the middle of Power Rangers 2 and 3 because it was just like a little break, pretty much.
All right. Okay.
Zeo, 96. I was 1.
Listen, man. Zeo.
I hated Zeo.
From what I remember, like Zeo was fire to me at the time. Zeo was amazing.
And you know what the funniest part? The reason why I hated it so much, besides the fact that I didn't like the stories at all, the suits suck. Those were the worst Power Ranger suits I've ever seen. I thought that they looked like, to me, I was like, yo, y'all should have just not morphed because you looked cooler that way. Because you look like fucking dorks in that shit with your fucking star on your face.
Yeah.
And your little equal sign.
I'll give you some of that. I do like the Mighty Morphin suits better than the Zeo suits.
Those suits were cool, Frankie said. Nah, dude. You're high. You're high, Frankie.
What was the Gold Ranger was Zeo, right? When Jason came back?
The Zeo Gold Ranger suit? Cool.
That's when Jason came back, right?
Yes.
Yo, Zeo was fired. Zeo was the shit.
That was the only good part of it.
That's not
Tommy
true.
Tommy sucks until he becomes the Dino Thunder Black Ranger. That's the only time that Tommy is cool.
That's a completely different language. I don't even know what that means anymore.
Dude, you see this suit? Do I have it on my fuck? I didn't. I put it away. Damn it. Fuck. I had it on my desk for like weeks. But after Turbo in 97 was In Space. And that was the first season where I was like, holy shit, this is some good shit. Then Lost Galaxy came out. That one was so fucking cool, dude. There was like, the way that they would morph, there were swords in they pulled a fucking sword from the stone, dude. And all the swords had these little fucking like spheres in them with like their animal character inside. Mm-hmm. Sick. Then after that, Lightspeed Rescue kind of sucked. Sucked because they were fire and rescue. That's like the theme. that one sounds like it's bad. The main dude was like the most cop from Brooklyn you've ever seen, white guy. Then there was the Green Ranger was cool as fuck. I remember him because it was the first time that they took like a character and I was like, okay, I like this guy. He's fucking cool. And he had a cowboy hat too. He had a cowboy hat, man.
Now this is sounding cool to me, but okay.
Dude, a black man in a cowboy hat with a fucking Green Ranger.
Already
fucking cool
bullshit.
As shit.
Already
so fucking
bullshit.
Cool. Then we go to Time Force, which Frankie said was mid. Wrong. Time Force was slick as shit because it was the first time that the Pink Ranger was the leader of the team. The Red Ranger was just some fucking
jabot. Why does that automatically mean it's good?
Because she was badass as fuck. And then they also had fucking... Dude, she was badass. She was cool as shit.
Then you had Wild Force. More of it has to be good than just the fact that she's the leader.
No,
Which
there's. I mean,
sells it.
the story was good too. They were jumping
Okay.
through time
Right.
and
Okay.
whatnot. I liked that. Wild Force, phenomenal, cool as fuck. The Shark Ranger, sick. Ninja Storm, fucking amazing. That season trumps almost all others. It was 3 Rangers. You got the red, blue, and yellow, and then you had 2 extra Rangers that were technically bad guys, the Crimson and Navy. And then you had their guy in the chair. He became the Green Ranger. Dude, fucking amazing. Thank you for deleting that, Frankie. Appreciate you. Thank you for being our mod.
Listen.
And then you got SPD, dude.
They
SPD.
cops.
Yes.
Oh, boo.
But it was good, dude. It was written so well because the red and yellow Ranger were criminals.
No, they can't be cops. Yo, Power Rangers is the ops. They were the ops.
And that was the thing, dude. They didn't want to be recruited by it, but they were so fucking good at like fucking, the kung fu and shit, because that's what it is. So they fucking got